Yeah, I've been fucking with Half-Life 1 for a while now, and I finally started doing an actual proper playthrough, start to finish without cheats, or for the most part, I'll use no clip, like if I get stuck on something or whatever, but, not using God mode or Impulse 101, because most of the time I just run through the game just because I like looking at it. I like the level design and all that shit, but it's pretty rare that I do an actual playthrough anymore. But I mean, I've played the game inside out for, 25 fucking years or whatever. But I'm doing an actual playthrough now, and I just got to surface tension, and, I probably could have got there faster, but, I like to explore around on a rail and just, the earlier levels with the interactivity, just fuck around in those a bit. It was one of the things I always loved about Half-Life. Especially when I first found it when I was a kid, I was just sort of amazed how you could, use everything. And, what was it, the 2001 Duke Nukem Forever, like, teasers or whatever. That was something that stood out to me in the past. And it's really indicative of that era. It's just how much interactivity there was. That was one of the things that always stood out to me on that with Duke Nukem Forever. Was like there's a part of it where he's like using a vending machine or whatever, and I've always liked the interactivity in older games. Modern games, they'll have their photogrammetry shit, but it's otherwise just lifeless, or like it, there's no actual artistic style to it, whereas stuff in the past was so abstract or exaggerated or whatever, or it was low res and you know handmade textures, or even photo source textures. They still had a style to them. But yeah, like I got to surface tension, or I'm like almost done with surface tension, I think. So I got to the part where you got to open the stupid drainage hatch or whatever, and it's got like the minefield bit. Sorry, went past the the cliffside part of that. Some of my favorite bits are in surface tension, but I wouldn't say it's my favorite part of the game. But I was fucking with Zen some earlier, because as I mentioned before, I actually unironically like Zen. It's like on a rail, same thing. There's, I don't know, it just appeals to me. It just seems like humans are just normal fags. They all converge on the same. I don't even really think it's their opinion. I just think they're like, oh, this is what I'm supposed to believe, based on the social fiction, or like whatever bullshit. Like they treat it as a meme or whatever. But I always loved exploring and on a rail. So maybe one of my, I don't know if I would say it's my most played chapter, but definitely one of the most played. And probably the coolest part with on a rail is just all the hidden areas. There's so much exploration in that chapter, and I don't know, you can't really get lost, I don't think. Everything goes in maybe a couple circles, but there's a lot of stuff to find, and I don't know. I always like, um, pressing the rocket launch button through the window from the outside and like riding the rocket up. And if you ride it up, at least on the wand version, that's the one I've been playing, which is probably why I've actually been doing it. Because for the longest time I've played the Steam version, but wand is different enough. I downloaded a couple other versions of the wand version. So for an example, the reason I installed csbeta 6.5 was because that's the earliest version I can use with 1110, which is what I have. But I found a download. One of them is like I think it's 1016 or something like that. And I think I read that's the version you need to play the earlier CS betas. So I'll probably fuck with that some more at some point. And one of the things I was looking into is I wonder if a PS2 mod will work on the WAN version. I don't know if maybe there's a version made to already work with the WAN version or something, or if it's that much of a pain in the ass to get working. I don't really want to put any effort into it. If I can't just play it, I'll just play the Steam version I already got installed. But I was jumping around on surface tension. I never really fuck with the Gauss gun that much, like Gauss boosting or whatever, but it reminded me, there's a comment I saw in a video the other day. They were asking, so how do you get past the ichthyosaur once you turn the dam on or like whatever? And it's like, I mean, you either get lucky or you don't, right? Or hope you got enough ammo to kill it or whatever. I mean, what I do, well, let me rephrase that. What I did this time, I don't think I've ever done it before. I don't know, I just never really cared to. I always thought the ichthyosaurs were cool. This is a big appeal to uh what's the part? It's not residue processing yet. I always forget the name of the fucking part of it. But you know what I'm talking about, the bottomless pit, the OSHA violation pit with the fucking ichthyosaurs in it. Yeah, that's why that's one of my favorite parts is, underwater shit like sharks and all that was pretty cool. The same reason I like going out in the water in Crisis. But yeah, usually I'll just go through the water, kill the ichthyosaur, just try to avoid it. But this time when I turned the dam power on or off or whatever the fuck, I just Gauss boost it backwards onto the main part of the dam, and then, because the bottom has water in it now, you just hop off the side. And I don't remember what I did on the cliff side, but I mean, when you've played the game, a quadrillion times, the shit's easy. Something that was standing out in my mind is like with the cliffside, whenever you're on the ledges and the little pieces of rock break off, they'll actually damage you slightly. I swear I fucking remember years ago in the PS2 version. I don't remember seeing this in PS2 mod. Maybe it's not there at all, and I'm just misremembering something. Like, I don't know. I always feel like you would take damage from the alien teleporters. It would be like the freezer section where it's not a whole lot of damage. It's or apprehension. That's the name of it because that's where that same bit is with the shark shit. Um, the freezer section. You take, like, I don't know, like every time your screen shakes, it's not even a point of damage. I swear it was something like that. Like you used to take that kind of like, enough damage to just shake your screen and show the damage indicator or something. I don't know why I remember that, but I think maybe I was just, running through stuff, taking damage from enemies or something. I don't know. Or maybe I'm falsely remembering it because I know one of the things that I used to do, especially, like when I first played as a kid, and I'll even do it now just because I like doing it, is like standing too close to the anti-mass spectrometer and you like start taking radiation damage or whatever the fuck. I don't know. There's so many different things false memories like that could be about. Yeah, Half-Life, not really sure like a whole lot of what to say about it, but, you know, kind of tried and true. I don't play it as often as other games anymore, but, occasionally I'm in the mood for the shit. And I've just been fucking with Half-Life and Half-Life 2 shit for the time being. I don't know what I'll play next, but, at least for right now, I've been in the mood for goldsrc or source type shit. I think I'm about to get to the part where you have to deal with the fucking assassins the second time. I don't remember exactly I'm kind of zoned out when I play the game. It's almost like muscle memory. But yeah, I think I'm about to get to that part. I fucking hate that part. But playing the one version is, I don't know. I can never think of how to really articulate it, but just a blast from the past. It was the first way I played it on PC. Just the look of the HUD, the text, fonts, or whatever, the main menu, all that other shit. And they did those changes to the Steam version, but I don't like that. Like, I want the Steam version to feel like the Steam version, and the One version to feel like the One version. But of course, Valve Software always got a George Lucas everything. You can't ever have any, it's like Gordon gets to be in fucking stasis, but I can't have my version of the game in stasis, right? But I don't know. I'll probably be finished with Half-Life 1, like an actual playthrough, pretty quick. And then, will I play through Blue Shift and Opposing Force? I don't know yet. I would like to play them on the One version, but I don't think I even have a One download of them. I can play them on the Steam version, but I think that's really been most of my desire to play Half-Life recently, was more just the desire to fuck with the old school, retail version. And, like when Valve shut down their One servers and forced everyone on the Steam, I don't know. Like, I've been trying to research, and I made a post about this, but I've been trying to kind of double check my like intuition or whatever about like what versions of CS I was playing, or CS and Data Defeat and all that at what particular times. Like, for an example, I keep wanting to say I was playing Data Defeat 1.2 on One, but I don't know. The information is all over the place, and most links, the old stuff is all dead links now. That it's kind of hard for me to really like verify what I'm saying. But I mean, I'm pretty sure 1.2 is what I was playing with One. I know for a fact it was 1.5 with CS, but I was aware of the older versions back then. I did mess with them some in the past, but most of the CS I've been fucking with recently is, the older betas that I might have fucked with in the past, but never really fucked with a whole lot. And actually, I don't even think the version of Half-Life I have is even new enough for the 1.5 version. But yeah, another thing is, like, I always remember my transition to Steam and when I started playing Counter-Strike Source and all this in such a ways, like, the more I think about it, the more I think maybe the timeline is slightly off on certain things, give or take, a month here or there, or like whatever. But I mean, it's been over 20 years, right? But I mean, I might pop open Counter-Strike Source and fuck with it some. Maybe try, like, most of it is, playing the old versions or making custom maps. I might try another CSS custom map. Or I might just go download old ones from the past and fuck with those some more. But, yeah. Half-Life 1 on the One version. Something I'll mention in passing, I'm kind of almost out of time on this, is it keeps not remembering my settings, so if the game crashes, I have to reset the resolution. But one of the things I have to keep remembering to change is GL underscore round down, or GL underscore round underscore down 3, set the 3 to a 0, because otherwise the textures are lower res than they should be. Yeah, I don't know. Been having a, decent run. I mean, I've been playing on easy mode, but well, I turn auto aim off, but I play it on easy mode right now. I mean, I could play it on hard mode all day, but it's sort of like Kingpin Life of Crime. The higher difficulties are just the enemies being more bullet sponges, and they're already spongy enough even on easy. But yeah, I don't know. I might end up doing that, do a hard run as well. But yeah, I'm done with this.